die in that kind of an environment, what are you talking of? You are talking of a generation that could be wiped out because no more children to follow, no? Or if you have young children who die in the conflict or die in the evacuation center because of diseases and because of lack of food and access, no? It's really very, very difficult. Even education gets to be disrupted. No, kasi you flee, so you stop schooling. And if your schools get banned, ano pang papasukan mo? And ang nagko-compound pa yung effect because if my community is in conflict, I flee, I stop schooling. The nearby area where I flee, they don't have shelter for IDPs. And what do they use? The schools. So I don't get to school. The children, they may have relative so-called peace because they are not directly affected, but they don't get to go to school because the classrooms are used as evacuation centers. So yung multiplier effect multiplier effect ng conflict and the way it compounds the situation. Okay, and so and how the gendered impact of conflict is still part of women's invisibility, right? And you get to be more invisible if you're in a conflict-affected area because normal operations get to be stopped, and so you are all collateral damages to conflict.
Normally, the Muslim women are regarded in highest honor.
Well,
that's what I showed them for the
yeah, I mean that's the sad thing about this, but that's also what I've been saying as a woman, Moro woman advocate, and it's so painful for me to say that is a myth. Myth. It's the vulnerability of a Muslim woman is in a sense similar to the vulnerability of non-Muslim woman. And as you've said, the Ampatuan massacre is a glaring example of that vulnerability. I mean, to think that hindi sila, they won't be harmed because they're women, in culturally they're supposed to be. So it shows that it's a myth. And further, I would say that it's a myth because even experiences of violence, when we talk of violence against women and children, domestic abuse and all that, they will say, Muslim women are not, we don't experience.
Do they know the laws that you have
No, my organization, been doing its very best. We translated the law into, I think, 5 Moro ethnic linguistic. Yeah. So we did Maranao, Yakan, Tausug, Maguindanao, Sama.
And there are women's desks?
So now gradually LGUs are putting women's desks. And what is very good about here is that our religious leaders, the more Muslim religious leaders, the MRLs, are coming in and helping us out on this, no? So they're helping us.
Are there people, women asking for help now?
Yeah, there are now Muslim women asking for help. They're coming out now. So, which only showed na it's a myth nga. That we also experience this sort of misogynistic aspect of patriarchy. For me, and I personally strongly believe in it, does not recognize religion, does not recognize ethnicity, it does not recognize class, because you may be very rich and living in a palace, but you could be very, very, kawawa in terms of your liberties, and so I strongly believe that, and that's why at the early age, I already have an experience of how that kind of a thinking that Muslim women are better off, Muslim women are treated are jewels. It's not really. That's why the solidarity that I have with my sisters all over the world is a genuine solidarity out of a experience that, as I've said, gender discrimination, gender bias, cuts across culture, passing across
Have you learned
religion.
some lessons from your Muslim sisters, like how they interacted with this gender equality? What do they do in their respective countries? Do they have certain rights already?
There are very strong women's organizations in other parts of the world, no, and in fact, it helped a lot in my international networking with them to see the component of culture and the component of religion, man lang, no, that aspect of gender bias. Where is it coming from? And so, for example, as we talk to women and as we reflect on our own personal experience, what we realize is that some of the bias is coming from a misinterpretation of religious texts, for example. And so if we were told at an early age that Islam forbids women to do this, forbids women to do that, then we thought it was really what religion is saying. Then only to find out as we started to claim religion, because I'm also a strong believer of women not relegating religion to the sphere of males, no? But I think women should also claim religion and be affirmed by religion, no? So once we realize that if I really believe in a loving, just and embracing God, no? And I cannot believe that God would create me to be a second-class citizen or to be treated like dirt, diba? And so therefore, if you believe in a God who is just, who is loving, and who loves you and created you as equally with the same other creations, then you have to question, where is this religious teaching coming from? Who's saying this? Is it really God saying it, or is it people, particularly male, interpret it and claim to be spokesperson of God? So therefore you have to question that. How can a male who never had menstrual cramps and never experienced all those, biological and hormonal changes that we experience by virtue of a woman, and childbirth, of course, which is could say that this is what woman should be, in terms of the reproductive thing, no? Hello, so parang iba yata yun. So then you start to question na, I don't think naman God would want you to suffer just because you're a woman. I mean, God would create you as a woman and then make you suffer.
I think it was the same even in the Christianity,
Yeah.
in the Bible. There was a bias towards women that I think there were women who would fought for their rights. To question it.
So I'm part of this sort of a movement
There in the
Mindanao and internationally, claiming the space and really rereading and analyzing God's words from a perspective of a female, and be affirmed by that, and then find out that I think there is a need for a women's voice and women's perspective in religion.
But your